live. Welcome to the process. It is Tuesday, December 28th. I am Josh Engelman. We're here to break down an 8-game NBA slate. A little weird for a Tuesday. You don't normally get like an 8-gamer, but I'm excited to dive into it. I hope you guys are. Before we do anything, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engelman. And then let's talk yesterday. Uneventful, got 4 into the top 1%, so I'm happy with that general performance. I got into the top 30, had 2 in the top 100 on FanDuel last night. Not enough to get me anything that I really want, but, you know, we're working on it. Best we can hope for here. Too much Jaylen Brown yesterday, considering he ended up being 71%. I would have liked to have a little bit less. Harden, obviously smashed like we expected. Went well for me on Porzingis. I had a bunch of Plumlee. I was really hoping he had a bigger second half and ran away with it. I was really hoping to corner the market on Plumlee. Did not work. Had a ton of Rudy Gobert. Dropped 46.5 fantasy points in 26 minutes. That's kind of a bummer. 1.8, one of the higher rates there. Could have tried to chase down Vooch, which would have really helped my day. Ultimately didn't get that chance. But anyway, 4 in the top 1%. That's really all that I can hope for on any given day. We'll hope to do it again today. So I don't have much else that I want to rant about. I'm trying to just dive in. We have so much to talk about. These games take so long with all of the randos that are playing. So good morning to everybody. It looks like we've got a decent sized house here so far. Don't forget to hit that like button because it looks like whoever's here so far is slacking a bit. But let's get into it. First and foremost, rise and grind, everybody. It's good to see everybody. No coffee for me today. I wasn't really feeling making it, and I think that I just need a lot of water. So I've got my water. If you've got coffee, that still works. Tea, beer, whatever it is that you've got today. Cheers to you guys. Rise and grind. Good morning. Let's win some money. Yeah, I needed that water. It's one of those days. Let's switch it over here. Let's get some tunage playing in the background. And let's talk about the presenting sponsor of the process. That would be Prize Picks. Go to awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. You can see it on the top of the screen, all the way up there. Go to that link. You can get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum, $100 instant match deposit bonus. We've got free player prop tools on awesemo.com that will help you build out all of the parlay cards that you try to build. You cannot beat it right now with the amount of free stuff that we're giving out there for Prize Picks, whether it's the month of Awesemo Plus Platinum, the bonus on the deposit, or just the free tools that we have on the website anyway. That's where you want to be, everybody. Well, here we go. Good morning to everybody that's here. We're diving in now with a true dumpster fire. The Milwaukee Bucks, 12-point favorites in Orlando. For Milwaukee, everybody that could be healthy is healthy for this Bucks team. That is an excellent way to start out. I'm going to gut this entire rotation for right now. Start from scratch. We're going to go right out of the gate. Drew Holiday, 33 minutes. We're going Chris Middleton, 33 minutes. We're going Giannis Antetokounmpo, 33 minutes. Bobby Portis is back. Played 22 minutes on Saturday for Christmas. We're going to take him back up to 28. I think we're going to get back down to something like maybe 14 for Cousins. And then a little bit more of Giannis at the 5. So we'll shift those minutes around like this. George Hill pretty consistently playing like 20 minutes. That works. We're going to go Grayson Allen. Got up to 26 minutes. I assume he's just going to get back to like his 28 a game. And I assume we're going to get Pat Connaughton back to 28 a game. Now, who do we need to finish this off with? Got 23 minutes left over. It's probably Wes Matthews first. Oh, we still got to worry about DiVincenzo. Totally forgot that DiVincenzo was back. Need to rethink the Grayson Allen minutes and the Pat Connaughton minutes. So they're not going to go to DiVincenzo aggressively to start. He played 16 minutes the first time out. I'm going to give him 20. We're going to go 23 to Grayson Allen, 26 to Pat Connaughton, and then 10 to Wesley Matthews. I think that's fine. Why are the... Did I not refresh the FanDuel salaries today? Did I download them? No. Probably would help if I downloaded the FanDuel salaries file. Apparently I didn't do that. Or if I did, I didn't save it in the right spot. Judging by that tab, I think it's my upload sheet. We'll fix this quickly. Salaries, FanDuel. Yep, nope, never did it. That'll do it. I was wondering why all my highlighting and everything wasn't showing up. Turns out, because I never downloaded the file in the first place. Let's get that done. Now I have to close this stupid model file. See, something is so weird about my Excel, and it just makes it seem like all of the CSV files that I have stay open. And I can't crack the code as to why it happens. I know nobody cares about this, but that's what's happening to me right now. So just downloading the salary file, and then we can move forward. I know this is great, great radio, so to speak. We got this. What else we got to do at 6:38 in the morning? Oh, stretch it out. All right, we're back in business now. Doesn't help if you don't have the salary file. Turns out this is a very different thing to do when you don't know how much anybody costs. All right, now we're updated. Now we're greened out. Ah, all righty. So I don't think that we need to change anything from Milwaukee. All of the stars were in on Christmas, and that's the rates that we have in, so. Not a lot to like here for the Milwaukee Bucks outside of Giannis. That much I can tell you. Orlando, on the other hand, well, this should be a journey. Morning, Jeff. Calvin. Good to see you guys. So, no Cole Anthony. And keep in mind, these guys might get ruled in throughout the day. No Anthony, Suggs, Bamba, Isaac, Fultz, Ross, Okiki, MCW, Mulder, Etuan Moore. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so they've got a lot of guys. Just don't know who's actually going to play. So let's give this our best shot. Franz Wagner is just going to play a lot. He already does just play a lot. I think he's going to play even more. Let's bring that down. Actually, yeah, I can bring that even down even more. All right, so there's Orlando. That's about as good as it's going to get. So, Franz Wagner's been playing, 34 minutes plus in competitive games. I'm just going to lock him in now for 34. That's step one. Wendell Carter Jr. is back. He hasn't played a ton in these past two games, but at the very least, I expect him to play, 31 minutes. Gary Harris is available. He's in for 34 minutes. Sometimes you just have to piecemeal these things. RJ Hampton would be next up. He's going to play like 32 minutes. We'll go 30 for right now. Robin Lopez, I expect to be the backup center. I think that makes the most sense. And then everything gets confusing. So Hassani Gravett seems like he's going to play a bunch. Or at least he can. And then it starts to get dicey. So I think we're going to get more of Franz Wagner at the 3. And then we probably get Gravett in for, I don't know, 28 minutes. Mo Wagner probably in for like 20. Actually, Mo Wagner could end up starting here. Because at least he's a real player. I'm going to go 24. I'm going to go 26, 22 here. I think that makes more sense. And now we're into all of the rando dudes that anybody could play. The BJ, what's his names? Oh, Aleem Ford, BJ Johnson. I was thinking his name was BJ Aleem, which is not a thing. All right, so we're through all the real guys. We just need backups. Tim Frazier did play backup their last time out. I'm going to say that he does it again. And then it's a little bit more run. Ooh, Brazdakis is available too. He's also semi-real. Schofield looks like he's probably going to play a little bit. And then maybe we go Iggy Brazdakis. I don't think it matters for these last guys. So let's just do something like that. We're not playing anything from Orlando with any sort of volume. Not that I could tell, at least. Let's look at this one. So we're going to start on the Milwaukee side. And it's basically Giannis and nothing else. 11-3 on FanDuel, 11-9 on DraftKings. But it's so hard. Like, Drew Holiday is just expensive. He's already priced up. You're not going there. Middleton is properly priced, but it's just hard to picture them being out there a lot. So Giannis is the only guy that I'd be willing to get to because he's the only guy that can play, 28 minutes and go for 60-something fantasy points. On the Orlando side, you would expect more value, but really it's RJ Hampton for 3,200 is a big-time value piece today. He's okay on FanDuel at 5,300 if you're curious to know how good he is at 3,200, but that is just a hell of a price tag. Otherwise, we're not really prioritizing this game. We are then moving over to the Washington Wizards. Wizards are 6.5-point dogs in Miami. We'll start with Washington. Q tag on Bradley Beal, COVID protocols. Q tag on Rui Hachimura. No KCP, Thomas Bryant, Neto, Holiday, Anthony Gill. So, the real question then is, does Bradley Beal play today? Hopeful that he would be available, and they seem to think it's going to happen, so I am hopeful that I'm going to put Bradley Beal into this lineup for right now. Seems like the easiest thing to do. So Spencer Dinwiddie in for his 30 minutes. Did play 36 minutes and 34 minutes with no Beal. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't trust him to be playing those minutes yet, but I do think they're going to be coming soon. So let's go to 36 on Beal. We're going to go to the Gafford Montrezl Harrell minutes and basically just continue to split them. So let's do something like that. Bertans got up to 21 minutes. That's fine. Kuzma, he's playing like 31 minutes a game, so let's lock that in. Maybe Bertans is just the backup there, plus a little extra. Yeah, I don't even know if that needs to be the case. Although no KCP means they're a little thinner, and no Aaron Holiday. So it seems like Denny's going to play like 29 minutes. That seems to make some sense. Do we think Rui Hachimura is going to play today? Because that's really an interesting piece. I don't know what position he's going to play when he comes back. Will be in uniform and available, but he's questionable to play. Well, I'm going to leave Rui out until we find out if he's actually available. Considering he's been out for the entire season, seems like a bit of a stretch to want to go any further there. So we don't have Neto and we don't have Aaron Holiday. That's really interesting. Corey Kispert's going to play a lot. Who's the backup point guard in this spot? Is it just Beal? Feels like it's just Beal and they stagger. And you go to like 24 minutes of Corey Kispert. And this is a tough rotation for Washington, and I think it actually matters. Somebody's going to have to fall into some additional minutes with no Neto, no KCP, no Aaron Holiday. Jordan Shackle, not a guy that I have on their roster right now, so we're not going to go ahead and get him added to anything for right now. Who am I missing? That's 8 guys. I need a 9th. Do I just do I put Isaiah Todd in and bump everybody down? That doesn't seem right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Let's give Isaiah Todd a decent chunk of minutes. I actually think Dinwiddie now is going to play those additional minutes too. So we're going to take Dinwiddie up to 32. And then I think Corey Kispert's going to have to play more than I originally anticipated. We'll give Isaiah Todd... Ooh, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll get Bertans back up to 21. Isaiah Todd to 15. And then we'll move Kuzma down the positional ladder. That's what we want to do. That might be too much Kispert, but I think I'm okay with it. Let's grab these rates for Washington. We're not off to the fastest start in the world here, folks. I got to pick up the energy, too. It's just, these teams are such a slog. Yeah, Israel. Josh Christopher was not helpful yesterday. That was ultra annoying. This really is brutal, though. I actually don't know if I have to change any rates. Yeah, these are all pretty much spot on. So I'm going to leave it. Not a ton to like here for Washington against Miami. And I'm sure that's not a surprise. But, and yeah, hit that like button. I agree with Calvin. We go on to Miami. And Miami still has no Kyle Lowry, no Bam Adebayo, no Markieff Morris or Dwayne Dedmon. But PJ Tucker's questionable. And we got Jimmy Butler back. So we can actually talk a little bit about a half normal Miami Heat team. That's always good, right? I think. All right, Miami Heat. So we know we're starting with Kyle Lowry. No, we're not starting with Kyle Lowry. He's out. Tyler Hero's going to play a ton, right? Gabe Vincent's going to play a ton. So let's get Gabe Vincent in for 33. Let's get Tyler Hero in for 33. Jimmy Butler played on Sunday and played 35 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and give him 34. Yurt7 was able to play 33 minutes. I'm going to assume that he can play 28 here. I think that we probably need to... Look, if PJ Tucker doesn't play, then we're probably getting Haslam again, which is hilarious. We might get him anyway. Let's just give Duncan Robinson his, what I assume to be 30 minutes or 28 minutes or something like that. Go like that. Who's playing the 4 for this team? Oh, Caleb Martin is finally back. All right, so they're just playing. This is like the Bulls. They don't play 4s at their real positions. Because Max Strus is probably going to play 30 minutes again. If PJ Tucker plays, I'm going to assume he's playing 30 minutes. That leaves me 23 minutes. Probably Caleb Martin, not KZ Okpala. All right, so that's a full 8-man rotation. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They went 9 the last time out. That included Marcus Garrett. But if they're getting PJ Tucker back, 1, 2, 3. Man, there's probably a 9th guy in the rotation. Maybe Max Strus isn't the guy that gets all that time. Because Hero's going to get it. You know, I don't really hate this rotation. I'm going to go with this 8-man rotation for Miami for today. I'm going to say that Tyler Hero is the backup 1. We're going to lock Duncan Robinson to his 29 minutes. We're going to put Max Strus in there. I think we could rock with something like this. Rates need to change because I haven't had Jimmy Butler on the floor in forever. Guys, this is hard. This is really hard. Crispy, what's up? What's up? This is a tough slate. What are you guys thinking about it so far? I assume you guys think it's garbage like I do. Because, spoiler alert, it's garbage. Jimmy Butler with no Kyle Lowry on the floor this season. 29.5% usage rate. A little bit of a bump to his assist rate. Tyler Hero, 31% usage rate with no Kyle Lowry on the floor this year. Bumped to his assist rate. Kicker, you stopped playing Halo. I miss Halo. Yurt7, I don't really need to change any rates for. I don't really need to change the rates of anybody else, I don't think. This is basically just like the Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero show. Jimmy Butler, Hero, and Yurt7 look good, depending on how many minutes you think Yurt7 plays. Let's look at this now, because I think the Miami Heat are interesting. So, for Washington, you're basically not playing anybody. Dinwiddie is up to 6K now on FanDuel, considering he was 4,800 a couple games ago. So there's not really any priorities here for Washington. Miami, on the other hand, Jimmy Butler is 8,500 on FanDuel. That's a great price. And he's 9,300 on DraftKings. That works. Yurt7 works across FanDuel and DraftKings, 5,400 and 4,800. And then Tyler Hero, 6,200 on FanDuel, 6,800 on DraftKings. I like all three of those guys. Gonna be working my way through a bit of Miami. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. Miami, not usually a team that I get to, but we will be today. All right, on to Philly. Philadelphia 76ers, 6.5-point favorites in Toronto. I don't have a clue what's going on for either one of these teams. So for Philly, no Danny Green, Shake Milton, or Drummond. For Toronto, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it because it looks complicated. So let's go to Philly. Philadelphia. So I don't know how many changes we really need to make here, other than, because I've already got Danny Green out. We've got Maxey in for 34 minutes. Check. We've got Embiid in for 35 minutes. I mean, check if it's competitive. We'll go 34. We got Bassey as the backup. That's fine. We've got Tobias Harrison for 34. Yep. We've got Seth Curry in for 36. Yep. So I'm going to take out Isaiah Joe's minutes, Korkmaz's minutes, Thibel's minutes, and everybody else's minutes. We're going to give 14 to Niang. We've seen Thibel play about 28 to 30 minutes a game as of late. I'm going to pop him in for 28 right now. Korkmaz, Isaiah Joe, Tyler Johnson. Those are the guys that can go in right now. We can give Korkmaz 22 minutes. We can give Isaiah Joe 12. And we'll give Tyler Johnson 12. 10-man rotation. Done. Philly is basically just Joel Embiid. A little bit of Harris, a little bit of Maxey's going to be fine. And then we need to try to figure out Toronto, because this team has 2 million dudes on it, as does most of the other teams that aren't very good this year. Unfortunately, Toronto has a ton of talent, and it makes it slightly easier, but also slightly harder. So, no Van Vliet, Anunoby, Barnes, Achua, Dragic, Flynn, Bonga, David Johnson, Champagny, Q-tag on Gary Trent, Q-tag on Siakam, Q-tag on Khem Birch. I think I just have to assume that anybody that is questionable is in for right now. I don't really know how else to do it, because they haven't missed all that much time. Well, I mean, some of them have, but like, you know, Gary Trent missed 1 game. I'm not worried about his conditioning. Now, granted, it's been 10 days since they've played, but... So, we're going to go straight away 36 minutes to Gary Trent and 36 minutes to Pascal Siakam. And then Khem Birch, who legitimately hasn't played in forever. Is he even out with COVID? Yeah. Has Khem Birch really not played in a month? Am I reading that correctly? When was Khem Birch's last game? Khem Birch's last played... Wow. The 21st of November. Okay. And he is not out with... Well, I mean, he might be out with COVID, but it was a knee injury. That makes me feel a little bit better. That one's tricky. It appears that Svi Mikhailiuk is just going to play 34 minutes. So there's that. Let's assume the center rotation is Khem Birch and Chris Boucher, I guess. I mean, Boucher feels like he needs to play 28 minutes. I'm going to give Khem Birch the backup run, thinking maybe he's not totally ready to just immediately play after a month off and then having COVID. So the point guard for this team, Tremont Waters, Brandon Goodwin. Waters played 34 minutes on Sunday, so I guess we're going to assume that Waters is going to do that again. So there's 30 minutes for Waters. I don't know who the... Banton is, I guess, going to be the other point guard? The backup, I guess? Maybe? This is not easy, guys. The Raptors team is tough. Very, very tough. We're already a half hour in. This is game 2.5, basically. This is how long this takes. Taking your first lap through the slate is so hard. Watanabe is going to play 30 minutes, right? Waters starts, Mikhailiuk starts, Trent, Siakam, center, right? That would be the expectation, I think. So maybe Watanabe doesn't play as much. So we figure we got to get to 8 guys at best. So maybe Watanabe does play a ton. What if we do something like... Let's do Let's get Watanabe up to 28 minutes, and then I'll throw a final 10. Because Daniel Atoru could play, but I don't know if that matters if Birch plays. So he wouldn't be the guy that I would put in the rotation. In theory, it could be DJ Wilson, but I don't think that really fits. Juwan Morgan, actually, is probably the most likely guy. Because I kind of need like a wing type dude. You know what? I'm going to go to the 8-man rotation. We're going to go something like this. I think that's fine. They went 8 last game. I think we can go 8 here. Just a lot of minutes to Waters, Banton, Trent, Mikhailuk, Watanabe. Like they're not playing anyone minimal minutes. All right, let's look at Toronto. So for Philly, again, no major priorities. Embiid for 10-7 on FanDuel is in a really nice spot. Not a lot of guys that are going to check him on Toronto to start. Tobias Harris is 7,200 on FanDuel. That still works. Maxi's okay. Curry's going to play the minutes. On the Toronto side, you kind of just have to, one, hope you get the information before lock, but two, Pascal Siakam is 7,800 as a power forward on FanDuel, 9,400 as a DraftKings center. What are we doing here? Trent looks fine. McKay looks a good value. Tremont Waters is priced up on FanDuel, but he's a value play on DraftKings. Boucher is priced down on FanDuel. Looks great. Banton is available. He's a power forward on FanDuel and a point guard on DraftKings. This Toronto team's all over the map, but there's a lot of value to be had there. We just need to know more about who's in and out. Morning, Robert Page. Dinner did not turn out all that well, unfortunately. But no matter. There's plenty of food in the house. On to the Lakers. Lakers are 4.5-point favorites in Houston. So if you want to know how bad the Lakers are, Houston's on a back-to-back, and the Lakers are still barely favored in Houston. For the Lakers team, no AD, no Ariza, none Reeves, Rondo, or Kent Bazemore. And they have not signed Isaiah Thomas. So let's get him the hell out of there. Oh, man. All right, let's try to figure out this Lakers team now. Which I think is going to be largely the same rotation we had before. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. So we got Russ in for 36 minutes. Actually, it's probably in our best interest to scratch it. Russ in for 36. LeBron in for 36. Talen Horton-Tucker in for 32. Melo played a ton. Monk played a ton. They're basically stopping going to centers. Dwight Howard played 6 minutes. DeAndre Jordan didn't play at all. I think you could do that same thing against Houston here, and it's not the worst idea. But I don't think that Dwight Howard's just going to play 6 minutes here. I think he plays 16. We're going to go maybe 30 to Melo. 28 to Melo. Something like that. It's a tricky team to project now. They do have Stanley Johnson, so I guess that's technically like a center option. Yeah, let's give Stanley Johnson a little bit of a run here. We'll go 20 minutes to Stanley Johnson. All right, now we're making headway. Malik Monk came back and played 35 minutes on Christmas. I had no idea. No idea that he played 35 minutes on Christmas. I guess he's going to play a lot today, too. That would make some sense. So let's give Malik Monk 30 minutes. That leaves me 42 minutes for everybody else that could be in this rotation. Wayne Ellington seems like the first guy. So that's 18 minutes for Ellington. We're going to back up Russ with Darren Collison. That gets me to 9. Is there anybody else that needs to play? Based on everything I see here, the answer is no. It doesn't have to be Rondo. Reeves is still out. Doesn't... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they played 9 guys on Christmas, but it was mostly just 6 guys. So I just need to give 12 minutes to somebody. Don't think it matters all that much who gets it. Not entirely sure that anyone gets it. And that's the sort of the more interesting piece, but let's give it to Avery Bradley. And that'll lock in the Lakers. Unfortunately, it looks like Talen Horton-Tucker is going to be interesting. Not exactly what I'm hoping for. Oddly enough, there's more than a little bit to like here for the Lakers. And unfortunately, we're going to have no idea who's playing for Houston. Because, so Porter and Green are probable. Okay, that's actually better. Knowing that they're probable, I just assumed they were going to be questionable. That's exciting. We've got an easier time to project Houston than I thought we would. And this game's going to be a track meet with bad defense, too, so be ready for that. So there's Houston. Now we got to put Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green back on. Kevin Porter's been out forever. I don't think that he's just going to immediately fly into a ton of minutes, so I'm going to give him 24. And then let's take a further look at Jalen Green, who I think can play a little bit more. Jalen Green played on the 23rd, then didn't play Monday. So maybe like 26 minutes for Jalen Green. We know what we're going to get out of Christian Wood. You know, that's just like 31 minutes a game. We know that Şengün is going to be the backup there and then play a couple minutes alongside, potentially. We saw Armani Brooks and Josh Christopher both start this last time out, which was interesting, as did Nwaba. I don't think that we're going to get Armani Brooks and Josh Christopher in the starting lineup this time because obviously we're getting 2 guards back. So doesn't seem like it'll be a Tice day. He really only got in once Şengün got into foul trouble. Usman Garuba played 12 minutes. I actually think that he might need to do that no matter what because this team is just loaded with guards. Look at this. Point guard, shooting guard, point guard, point guard, point guard, point guard, point guard. It's a lot of guards. All right, Eric Gordon is just going to play basically whatever he did yesterday. We'll call Eric Gordon 30 minutes at best. This is where it gets tricky because they just don't have the right kind of bigs. And this is not the spot to not have bigs. This actually feels like an interesting place for Usman Garuba to get some extra time potentially against LeBron. Might pick up a ton of fouls, but I'm going to go to a little bit extra Garuba today. Just for the defense. Maybe Nwaba plays the other 26 there. And then the rest of this is going to become backup run. So maybe Josh Christopher plays 22. Maybe we get 24 out of Armani Brooks. That's 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They played 10 guys yesterday. I don't think that Daniel Tice is going to play. I mean, maybe they do because of Braun. And we bump Garuba down a spot. And we give Tice 18. If I'm being honest, I don't really know this rotation here. And I don't have a great feel for it. Let's look at this. This slate is like, it's looking awful and hard. So, like, LeBron looks okay, but he's 10-9 on FanDuel and 11-3 on DraftKings. That's not great. Russ is 9,800 on FanDuel, 10-2 on DraftKings. Like, I got a little bit of interest there. Malik Monk is a value play, 4,500 to 4,100, but he could play 18 minutes or 34 minutes. We don't really know. Taylor Horton Tucker for 4,800 on FanDuel feels pretty safe. Like, at least from a minutes perspective. But the Lakers don't look awesome. On the Houston side, you know, Christian Wood is always fine. 7,900 on FanDuel, 8,500 on DraftKings. David Nwaba for 3,400 is probably the best value option on DK. I got him in for 26 minutes. He can play anywhere from 14 to 34 minutes. There are no other priorities from Houston. This slate is really hard right now. We'll see where we end up as we get further down the line, but I mean, we're 4 games in and it's tough. We got the Knicks in Minnesota next. Minnesota, we know, is like ultra short-handed. We'll see what happened to their prices. Who the hell knows what's going on with the Knicks as well. So, still no Nerlens Noel. Quickly's off the injury report. Rose obviously still out. No McBride, Hall, House, Mooney, Sims. So it looks like all of the non-real Knicks are the ones that are out with COVID or other injuries. So let's take a look at this Knicks team here. Kemba's just been playing monster minutes. I'm going to gut this rotation just to make it a little bit easier. So I want to take Kemba up to 36 minutes. I want to get Julius Randle in for 36 minutes. Mitchell Robinson played 30 on Christmas, 25 and 25 the 2 games before that. We still have no Nerlens Noel. This is a matchup against Minnesota with no Towns, so it feels like a good spot for Mitchell Robinson. I'm going to go 28. And then with Taj at the backup, did they split perfectly on Christmas? Yes, they did. The game before that was Mitch, Taj, Sims. Mitch and Sims mostly, actually. Yeah, let's give Taj the backup run. We'll give Obi Toppin the backup run to Julius Randle. Fournier seems to just be playing like 32 minutes a game. That works. Alec Burks played 17 and a half on Christmas Day. I don't really see that as the most likely scenario moving forward. We got 26 minutes out of RJ Barrett. I'm going to go to 30 on Barrett. We're going to go 30 on Burks. That leaves me 16 minutes for probably Quentin Grimes. Yeah, Quentin Grimes. Done. So that's the Knicks. No rate changes. So we just moved through the Knicks piece of this game pretty easily. I don't get the sense we're going to have the same sort of feel for the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are on a back-to-back. Everybody's in? That's a real thing. Everybody's in for Minnesota. Guys, has anybody else seen that? Did Minnesota just go from everybody out to everybody in? That feels like a glitch on Basketball Monster. And they're not going to have an injury report because they played on a back-to-back. Oh my God, they do. So everybody from... Oh, I just rubbed my contact out of my eye. Oh, I didn't. So everybody from Minnesota is available now. They're just not... Nobody has COVID? That's what we're doing here? Is this real? All right, so let's search for Karl Anthony Towns. See if we've got any news. Nope. That was 2 days ago. There's no way they're all available. That can't be right, can it? That has to be a glitch. First of all, they shouldn't even have this submitted. I don't think this is right. I don't think it's right at all. I don't think that those guys are in. I'm trying to look through some beat writer tweets here. Can anybody find anything that confirms Minnesota's just going to actually play with all of their players today? I'm trying to look through these tweets. I don't see anything regarding the Wolves. That can't be, it just can't be right. The real problem is I don't know how long all of these guys have been in. I think what we're going to do here is put Patrick Beverley in since he was questionable yesterday. And then I'm leaving the entire same rotation. So I'm going to go to 28 minutes on Beverley. We got Bolmaro didn't play yesterday. That's a real thing that happened. Of course it is. Of course it is. All right, so if they're not willing to play Bolmaro in that situation, I'm going to assume they're not willing to play him at all. Chris Silva did play. We'll knock him down. Actually, we'll take him clean out of the rotation. Nathan Knight played 29 minutes. I'm going to go to 28. Greg Monroe played 25 minutes. So they played alongside each other? Greg Monroe and Nathan Knight played alongside each other. That's what people expected to happen, for sure. All right, so I'm going to go 28-20 on Knight and Monroe. McDaniels is in for 34. That's fine. Jake Layman is in for 27. That's fine. Josh Okogie, 28. That is not going to work. I'm going to take him down to 20. So McDaniels can... Anybody else big play? No. Okay. 21, 13. So Jalen Noel ended up playing 34 minutes off the bench. Don't think that that's going to happen again, so we're going to go 26 there. Beasley in for 35 makes sense. Jordan McLaughlin in for 22 minutes. Is that fine? Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be the right rotation or not, but we're going with Beverley in, everybody else still out for Minnesota. I don't know how to go about that in any other way. If we look at this game now, for the Knicks, Julius Randle is 8,700 on FanDuel. That price works. Kemba's back up to 7,600 on FanDuel. Let's be clear here. That is an okay price. 6,900 is not bad on DraftKings. Mitchell Robinson, value center if you need it. For Minnesota, we're running it back from yesterday. Somehow Greg Monroe's still not in the player pool for DK, and he's 5,500 on FanDuel because life is stupid. Nathan Knight, his price didn't change. 3,800 on FanDuel, 3,200 on DraftKings. You're playing all of the Nathan Knight again today by leaps and bounds. Malik Beasley, 5,400 on DraftKings is exceptional. Jalen Noel, 3,800. I got him in for 26 minutes. If he gets 26 minutes, I think he's a really good play. There's a lot to like from Minnesota, but we need to figure out what's actually happening. 3 games to go. Cleveland, 5.5-point favorites in New Orleans. I have no idea what's going on with Cleveland as of right now. But we're going to find out. So for Cleveland, we've got Isaac Okoro questionable. No Mobley. No Allen. No Chetty, Stevens, Windler, or Ed Davis. Okie doke. So no Chetty. We're going to take those minutes out. Alrighty. Garland in for 34. Makes perfect sense. Markkanen in for 32. Makes perfect sense. Rubio in for 30. I think makes sense. I mean, I have Kevin Love in for 28. That feels about right given what they have available. 20 to the Unicornet. Maybe no. Dean Wade in for 30. We know how to do that. Justin Anderson played 30 minutes on Sunday. All right. That's something that could happen again for sure. I guess we got to give Taco minutes. He's been playing like 14 minutes a game. So, Love, Taco, Cornette. That's 42 minutes. Okay. We'll give Taco 14. We'll get Kevin Love down a little bit further. Dean Wade. Actually, we'll go like this. 14, 18. I think 32 for marketing works. That leaves us 52 minutes for the wing. I mean, if Justin Anderson played 31 minutes, we got to give Denzel Valentine like 26 minutes. I'm going to give Justin Anderson 26 minutes as well, I think. Why not? He just played it. Don't know who else is going to get it. So we're casting a very wide net on Cleveland. It's like everybody sort of looks the same, except for Wade and Valentine. On the Pels side, I know we have no Brandon Ingram. Or at least he's doubtful. So I'm going to scratch that entire rotation. We'll move on to the Pellies here. And 165 viewers, 93 likes. If you haven't hit it yet, do so now. Let's get us over 100. Okay, this should be a treat. So Herb Jones, I think, is going to play like 34 minutes since we have no Brandon Ingram. Devontae Graham, we know, is going to get his normal run. So let's lock him into 33. Joval is probable, which means we're just going to pop him back into his 32 minutes. Willie Hernan-Gomez, straight backup. That piece is easy. Josh Hart's just going to play 36 minutes. That seems to be pretty well set in stone at this point. And now we just have to fill in with whoever the hell else we think is going to play. Tomas Satoransky appears to just be a generic backup. Trey Murphy appears to just be a generic backup. Who's going to play the 4 for this team? Garrett Temple's probably going to play like 30 minutes potentially too. So let's think this through. Garrett Temple, 24 minutes. Let's give Jackson Hayes, or Josh Hart rather, 36. So I've got 34 minutes to redistribute here. I don't know who that's going to go to because we don't have, and we don't even know if Josh Hart's playing. I guess, is Gary Clark going to get some time here? I didn't even know he's on the team. Let's get Gary Clark here. We're going to put Gary Clark in for 12 minutes. That gets me to 9. So somebody's got to play bigger minutes here. So we've got starter backup at point guard. Easy. We've got starter in Herb Jones, starter in Josh Hart, starter in Joval. So who's the 5th starter? Hart, Jones, Graham, Joval. I guess it's Temple. So I'm going to give Garrett Temple more time. I'm going to take Garrett Temple up to 32 minutes. And that leaves me 14 additional minutes. Now that makes a little bit more sense. And that can kind of go to any position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so they went to a 9-man rotation. That's what I have in here right now. I guess I just need to boost everybody that's already here. That doesn't feel right, though. Ooh, 100 likes. You guys are the best. I didn't even realize I was wearing a Rockets shirt. I should have talked about that while we went through the Rockets. Who gets the playing time? Doesn't appear to be anybody else that matters. So 14 divided by 3. That's going to be too many minutes for everybody else. So we're just going to throw these minutes to one additional person. And that would be no one, I guess. Literally no one. Let's get Gary Clark up to 16, even though I don't think he's actually going to play that. And then I'm going to just throw 10 minutes to whoever or whatever. Nope, I don't have a Dalton Homus. No, not Hayes, David. Not Hayes. Hayes will not play a single second. Beatmax, I already gave Garrett Temple 32 minutes. I can't really give him any more, otherwise it's going to be a problem. It doesn't really matter for right now. They're throwaway minutes. What I am going to give them to somebody later, but it doesn't matter for right now's exercise. What does matter is changing the rates because we've got no Brandon Ingram. I don't root for any NBA teams, JNY. DFS has ruined my fandom. Let's take Ingram off. Let's see what this team looks like with no Brandon Ingram, because we're going to have some usage bumps, I reckon. Joval, 397 minutes with no Brandon Ingram. 27, almost a 28% usage rate. Big time rebounding bump as well. So that's that. Josh Hart, 18% usage rate. Does he get any other rate bumps? Not really. I'm not mad about it. Sports fandom is irritating. Not the same sort of usage bump you would expect for Devontae Graham. That's kind of surprising. Garrett Temple's got a 14% usage rate, so at the very least I can walk him back a bit. Herb Jones, 15% usage rate. We'll walk that down a bit. Nobody really picks up the usage. That's kind of wild. I guess I got to take off Nickeil Alexander-Walker, too. He's got 27%. That might jump people up. That thins the minutes out, then. I'm going to assume Joval still gets it. Yeah, they just don't have guys that get usage. That's kind of wild. All right, so that's New Orleans. We've handled Cleveland, so let's walk through this one now. For Cleveland, there's not really a single good play on the team. Maybe Dean Wade on DraftKings, or like Denzel Valentine or Kevin Love, but there are no priorities for Cleveland, at least not for me right now. I don't trust their rotation. On the Pels side, Joval is 7,700 on FanDuel. Feel free to jam him in aggressively. And then the rest of New Orleans looks pretty good on DK. $7,300 Josh Hart's fine. 4K Herb Jones is fine. Graham's fine for 6K. Garrett Temple, if he's 3,600, like he's not good, but if he's starting and playing 30 plus minutes, that's a value option for you. 2 games to go. We might actually make it through this. Denver Nuggets at the Golden State Warriors. Nuggets are 6.5-point dogs. At the very least, I think they're easy to project, so that helps. For Denver, Monty Morris is probable. Aaron Gordon's questionable. We have everybody that we normally have. So I actually don't think that I need to change this rotation at all, really. Maybe it's a little bit of less play for Jeff Green. Zeke Naji didn't play their most recent game. We We know what we're getting out of Jokic and Aaron Gordon and Bones Highland. Not a lot of changes here. Campazzo, in theory, could lose some minutes, but I think I'm pretty good here. Wait, is Bones out? Nope. All right, I'm comfortable with this. That's Denver. No rate changes. We know what we've got here. So the Denver piece is easy. Is the Golden State piece easy? And I'm pretty sure I saw that Jordan Poole is available for Golden State today. No, it's Wiggins. Okay, it's Wiggins. Wiggins and Iggy are in. Everybody else appears to be still out. But let's gut this Golden State rotation. We'll go to Curry with 36 minutes. Wiggins has been out for 11 days. We're going to go 34 minutes to Wiggins. Looney plays like 22, 23 minutes a game, something like that. We'll go 23 to Looney. Draymond in for 33. That works. What else do we have here now? Otto Porter's minutes are probably pretty firm. We'll take Otto Porter to like 20, 28 maybe. I'm assuming we get Gary Payton continuing to be out there for a decent chunk of time. We'll give him 28. And then everybody else just gets filled in with dumb stuff. So Chris Chiozza gets 12. And then Bielitsa gets 12 or more. Yeah, we'll give Bielitsa 18. Juan Toscano Anderson needs to get, I don't know, 18 minutes or something. That leaves me 10 for, I don't know, Quindary Weatherspoon, Kuminga. Doesn't really matter. None of these guys are playable. We do have to change rates, though, because I actually have to knock Steph's rate down. I'm never going to get to Steph Curry this season. Oh, damn. I forgot Draymond was out. King Rock Kid, appreciate you. And Calvin Nelson. I totally forgot that Draymond got COVID. I popped him right in because I wasn't used to him being out. That makes everything look so different. Yeah, that's very, very different. Appreciate you guys. Totally forgot that Draymond was out with COVID. Just because, like, I saw him play on Christmas, and you don't expect it after that. All right, that's easier. So then, a little bit more time for Bielitsa does make sense. So Bielitsa probably gets like 20 minutes at center. And then, I mean, when it's not Jokic, they can kind of do whatever. I'm actually going to go 24 to Looney, 20 to Bielitsa. We'll get 20 in for the bucket. It makes it a little bit easier now. Juan Toscano Anderson probably gets something in the right around 20 range. 28 for Porter still works. 34 for Wiggins still works. 28 for Payton still works. So it's 18 minutes left for insert random person here. It's probably Quindary Witherspoon. So let's get him added. Let's do that for right now. Yeah. All right. The Pool, I know Pool's out. I didn't project him in at all. I totally forgot about Draymond, though. That's funny. So we'll take Pool off. and Draymond off. That's actually bad for Steph. So in 313 minutes with no Poole or Draymond, Steph's got a 34.5% usage rate. No real other changes. Nobody else gets a legitimate usage bump. Wiggins in that time has only played 62 minutes. Yeah, David, that's it. It doesn't matter. None of the people that are on the bench matter for the Warriors. I don't care who I give any of these minutes to. You want to give 18 minutes to Andre Iguodala? That's fine. It doesn't matter. You don't play those guys. It's the Warriors on an 8-game slate. You can only play the guys that start. And even then, it's probably not all that interesting. Gary Payton's going to be a problem, probably. That's Golden State for you, though. As we look at Denver, 11-6 for Jokic on FanDuel, 12-4 on DraftKings. Clearly not a problem to go to Jokic. 1.7 fantasy points per minute. I don't really need anything else from Denver. On Golden State, Steph looks okay. Not my priority pay-up option. Wiggins is okay. Gary Payton's okay. Otto Porter's okay, assuming he starts. You don't really care about anything else here. I mean, Looney's 3,700, and he's barely a value play, so. Bielitsa seems like it could be interesting. You can't really trust non-starters. Closing it out, late night hammer to the face. Oklahoma City taking on the Sacramento Kings. That should be a barn burner. In that, I'd rather get trapped in a burning barn than watch this game. No Jeremiah Robinson, Earl, Baisley, Mann, Poku. They've signed 4 guys that I know one of these 4. I know who Scotty Hopson is. I don't know Rob Edwards, Olivier Sarr, or Xavier Simpson. Or maybe he says it Xavier. I don't know. This is god awful. Fuck this team. I mean, this is... Relegate this Oklahoma City team at this point, please. All right, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Josh Giddey. We know what we're doing, at least for those guys. So, right away, Shai, 36 minutes. Josh Giddey, 30 minutes. Lou Dort, 34 minutes. We're going to get... All right, so there's no Jeremiah Robinson Earl. So Derek Favors, I assume, is going to start, play like 20 minutes. They're going to need Isaiah Roby to play similar minutes. Muscala is available. He's going to have to play like 16 minutes. We finally don't have Baisley. Kenrich Williams, I assume, is just going to play a bundle. All right, backup point guard. Could be Maladon, Ty Jerome. So we'll go Teo Maladon backup. We'll go Ty Jerome at the 3. Aaron Wiggins played 32 minutes on Sunday. Let's just assume that he's going to get at least a chunk of time. We're going to call that on Oklahoma City and just hope that that's correct information. Is Shai's usage rate really down? I know he's been shooting like shit. All right, let's close it out. Sacramento. Please, for the love of all things good, just let Sacramento be easy. They are. Well, they're no Davion Mitchell, Alex Len questionable. That's relatively easy to manage, you would think. So everybody's back for Sacramento, which means we're going to go De'Aaron Fox, 32 minutes. We're going Rashawn Holmes, who's played 17 and 13 minutes in his most recent 2 games. You got to assume that that's not going to continue. So I'm going to give Rashawn Holmes 28 minutes. We're going to say that they went to Damian Jones last time. That feels fun. Buddy Halliburton, we're going to go 34 minutes. Buddy Hield, it's going to go back down to like 28. Harrison Barnes is going to be in for 36. Let's go 34. Just try to be safe. I'm going to give Damian Jones the backup center run. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Backup point guard for Sacramento. I guess we're just going to say is Halliburton. Marvin Bagley played 10 minutes on Sunday. Metu played 19. Who the hell started on Sunday for this team? I really want to put this Sacramento game to bed and just get out of here. Yeah, Lou Dirt. 187 viewers in here, too. All right, so Halliburton, Metu, Holmes, Barnes, and Fox were the starters. All right, so, yeah, Metu, we're going to pop in for, 28 minutes. I guess we give Bagley... I'm going to give Bagley that backup run. And then Terrence Davis the final 16 minutes. Feels about right. Rate. I think I could just maintain here. So Oklahoma City, maybe a little Lou Dort or Shea. They look terrible across the board. Sacramento, a little bit of Fox or Holmes. Otherwise, they look pretty terrible across the board. This slate's dreadful, guys. I thought that we were going to have this like overabundance of value and interesting plays and pivots and pay-ups, and we don't. It's just garbage. It's just legitimately garbage. So let's run the crunch. Let's find out where we stand. Optimal lineups on FanDuel for today. Great. Patrick Beverly, Jalen Noel, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero. I already forgot that I liked the Heat. Giannis, Tobias Harris, Chris Boucher, Nathan Knight, Joval. By 0.2 of a point. Or you can swap out Patrick Beverly for RJ Hampton. And Chris Boucher for Tobias Harris. No, Chris Boucher for Andrew Wiggins. That's disgusting. That is a gross lineup. Like, I like the Butler, Hero, Giannis, Harris, Joval piece. Nathan Knight, I guess, is obviously a good play, but who the hell wants the Beverly, Noel, Nathan Knight trio? That'll be a treat. Real treat. All right, power rankings on FanDuel. Oh, yeah. Nathan Knight season once again. This is brutal. Yeah, Cantor, I don't blame you. All right, power rankings on FanDuel. Unquestionably, Nathan Knight, number 1. Jimmy Butler, 2. Not even close to anybody else. Then we pack everybody in. Jokic, Siakam, Randall, Joval, Giannis, Beasley, Noel, Boucher, Maxey, Westbrook, Fox, RJ Hampton, Embiid, McCallup, Temple, Hero, Harris. But Nathan Knight, Jimmy Butler are pretty firm 1-2s. Just like we drew it up when we started today. Guys, thanks for being here. If you haven't hit the like button yet, do so now. It's a good show. I think we've got like a relatively limited Thursday slate, so maybe we could take some extra questions and stuff on Thursday. That'll be fun. I'll be around most of the day today. It is a septic tank, man. It really is. All right. DraftKings optimal by 1.7 full points. RJ Hampton, Hero, Butler, Boucher, Knight, Beasley, Nwaba, Jokic. So 3K guys in Nwaba, Knight, and Hampton. Paying up with Butler and Jokic. Thursday's a dog stream. All right, I'll drag Riggs in here. That's a gross optimal lineup on DraftKings too. Let's check the power rankings on DraftKings. I mean, it doesn't even really matter if Knight picks up where he left off. His price is 3,200 on DraftKings. He scores 30 points today. It's fine. All right, power rankings on DraftKings. Very, very clearly Nathan Knight at the top. RJ Hampton and Malik Beasley make up the 2 and 3 spots. And then we drop pretty far down to Butler, Giannis, Tremont Waters, Jokic, Mikhailuk, Westbrook, Nwaba, Hero, LeBron James. And for the people in the back, here's the Yahoo optimal and power rankings. Interesting that we're dropping viewers for the optimals. There was a time where this was like the most interesting thing that I did. All right, Yahoo optimal by 2/10. Kemba Walker, Tyler Hero, Russell Westbrook, David Nwaba, Tobias Harris, Julius Randle, Nathan Knight, Joval. That actually looks good. Like the Nwaba piece is gross. And I don't know if he's going to actually be there as we get closer. But, he's a flat minimum punt. It's whatever. Nathan Knight we get at 10. The rest of that lineup I actually don't hate. Russ against Houston, sure. Hero with no Kyle Lowry, yeah. Kemba looking good at 22. Randall looks fine against Minnesota, just shorthanded Minnesota team. Joval with no Mobley and no Jared Allen. Like, that's a great spot for him as well. A lot to like there for Yahoo. Yeah, that seems like the perfect time for people to bail out of here. When I started reading off that FanDuel optimal. All right, Yahoo power rankings. These are actually flat, which is interesting to see. Nobody's really separating from the pack because the minimum salary on Yahoo isn't all that interesting. So Russ is the number one play on Yahoo for me right now. Russell Westbrook. I mean, he's $34. That's interesting. Embiid, Kemba, Nathan Knight, Curry. We'll go Jokic, Randall, Siakam, Boucher, Harris, Giannis, Svi, and LeBron. This is going to be one of those slates, man. Not good. Not good at all. It's really hard. We're going to get 10 more dudes put on the COVID list. We're probably going to get 10 to 15 guys taken back off of it. We have no idea what's going on in Minnesota right now. Injury reports throughout the day will be very interesting. I appreciate you guys being here. What do we got going on tomorrow? How many games are on the docket? NBA games for tomorrow. 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, so we got a 9-gamer tomorrow, 4 on Thursday, and then 10 on Friday. It's going to be fun. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button. That's all fun. Good luck today, everybody. I'm about to start recording contenders. You get FanDuel, DraftKings, and Yahoo for today. Strategy show with myself and Adam. So that's it. Thank you guys for being here. Shout out to Prize Picks for being the presenting sponsor of the video. We outie. Later.